Namaste everyone. This is me, Dr. Rukma Rajendran from Divine Veda. Divine Veda as a team is on for a mission to make Ayurveda heard throughout the world. Divine Veda is giving gift vouchers for an active subscriber in every week. The active lucky subscriber for this week is Mr. Srikanth Kulkarni. The lucky winner should get in touch with Divine Veda team immediately by sending an email to contact@divineveda.com. Thank you, sir, for your wholehearted support, and we expect the same in our upcoming videos as well. Ayurveda is a holistic way of living, and basic principle of Ayurveda is Swasthasya Swastha Rakshanam, Aturasya Vikara Prashamanam cha. In Ayurveda, Garbhini Paricharya is divided in three categories such as Masanumasiga, Patya, Ahara and Vihara, Garbhastapaka Karmas, that is the Panchakarma therapies, and the avoidance of the Garbha Upakatakara Bhavas. Garbhakara Bhavas. Apart from the Panchamahabhutas that are responsible for the growth of Garbha, there are few influencing factors for the growth of Garbha. They are Madrija, Pitraja, Atmaja, Satmyaja, Rasaja, and Sattvaja. Madrija Bhava. The parts which are formed and derived from the mother are Mamsa, Rakta, Meda, Majja, Hridaya, Nabhi, Pliha, Yakrit, Guda, Andhra, and other soft parts. Pitraja Bhava. The Kesha, Smashru, Loma, Asti, Nagha, Danda, Snayu, Sira, Dhamani, Shukra, and other hard parts are derived from the father. Atmaja Bhava. The sense organs, the knowledge, the wisdom, the ayu, sukha dukkha of an individual is being derived from the Atma or self. And Satmyaja Bhava, where vigor, health, complexion, intelligence, these are produced by Satmyaja factors. Rasaja Bhava, the build, strength are derived from Rasa. Sattvaja Bhava, the cleanliness of the body, speech, mind, belief, etc. are derived from Sattvaja Guna. The anger, talkativeness, greed, jealous, these are derived from the Rajagunas. Fear, ignorance, tiredness, laziness, grief, etc. are derived from the Tamogunas. More details regarding the gunas you can find in our previous video. The changes in the pattern of any of these bhavas may alter the genetic normalcy and may develop genetic disorders. Abnormal diet and lifestyle produce adverse effect on the fetus. Organogenesis is the period when the important organs of the fetus are developing. It is 6 to 10 weeks of intrauterine life. During this period, the fetus is most at risk from the birth. Pregnancy is a beautiful period in women's life. Ayurveda believe on pregnancy by choice, not by chance. The procedures and advices for keeping mother and fetus healthy is called as Garbhini Paricharya, which have been briefly discussed in our previous video. Its link you can find in the description box given below. During pregnancy, mother may have different health problems. Ayurveda describes 9 diseases which are caused because of the pregnant status of the mother. These diseases are peculiar to pregnancy and are called as Garbha Ubadravas. They are nausea, anorexia, vomiting, dryness of the mouth, fever, edema, anemia, diarrhea, and retention of the urine. Congenital anomalies are categorized mainly in 3 types. First, structural anomalies, that is, external form if there is any abnormality is present. Second, functional anomalies, that is, abnormality in the functioning of the organs and is affected at the cellular level of the fetus. Third, metabolic anomalies, any defect at the level of the metabolism. Now let's see the side by side contraindications, that is the unwholesome diet and lifestyle for a Garbhini during the Garbhakala and its effect on the unborn child. If a woman is undergoing any mental or physical strains like excessive grief, anger, coitus, these activities may increase the chances of abortion or miscarriage. If the Garbhini follows any sudden increase in the intra-abdominal pressure activities such as carrying excessive weights, riding in vehicles, and prolonged squatting in abnormal position, this may also cause the abortion or the intrauterine death of the fetus. The effect of overeating. Excessive overnourishment may excessively increase body weight of the mother as well as the baby. Overeating is a cause of pregnancy toxemia, and overweight of the fetus may cause difficulty in labor. Effect of abnormal rays. Some specific rays emitted during solar and lunar eclipses may produce harm to the fetus and the pregnant women, and this can cause fetal anomalies. The effect of wrong panchakarma therapy. If the treatment given to purify the body is wrongly done, then it can also trigger the abortion. Pregnant women sleeping in supine position with upper and lower limbs stretched, umbilical cord strangulates the neck of the fetus. For the woman who is inclined to quarrel physically and verbally, the child born will be having apasmara or with low memory. If a mother who is depressed during the pregnancy, her baby will be emaciated and thin and will have less lifespan. If a mother indulges in sleep in excess, then the child born would be sleepy and will have less digestive power. Addiction to alcohol and wines, the child will be thirsty and there will be short term memory to the child. Excessive intake of non vegetarian diet can lead to stones in urinary bladder of the child. If a mother used to eat fish regularly, that is daily, the child born would have fixed eyes or delayed blinking of the eyes. Regular and excessive use of sweet articles, child born would suffer from prameha. Effect of excessive use of rasa on fetus. Excessive and daily use of sour foods, child would suffer from bleeding disorders. Excessive salty foods, the child will suffer from premature graying. Excessive pungent food, the child born will be weak. If a mother indulges in bitter food, then the child will suffer from emaciation and edema. In excessive intake of astringent taste foods, will suffer from other abdominal diseases. The effect of excessive coffee or tea intake on the fetus. Caffeine intake is negatively associated with low birth weight. Procedures and herbs for the purification of the gametes is the first step. Drugs beneficial for the maintenance of the pregnancy are called as Garbhastapaka Dravyas. The Garbhastapaka Dravyas mainly counter the effect of substances which are harmful for the fetus and pregnant women and help in the proper maintenance of the Garbha, as Brahmi, Shatavari, Pala, Haritaki, Patala. These aushadas can be used orally by preparations of ghee and milk, and cold decoctions of these drugs for the bath. The role of Panchakarma in pregnancy. Panchakarma is a unique treatment modality of Ayurveda. Ayurveda has advocated indications and contraindications of these procedures. Suggested treatment procedures in the antenatal periods are Nasya. It is a procedure in which liquid or powder of the dravyas are administered through the nasal route. It is utilized for the maintenance of the pregnancy. Abhyangam. It is helpful for the proper circulation of the blood, especially the strangulated blood in the extremities. It improves the tone of the muscles. Yoni Pichu. Sterilized cotton soaked in either Quata, Taila or Grita. It is advised to keep such pichu in the vaginal tract of the pregnant woman so as there is local Vata Shamana. It helps in normal healthy labor. Ayurveda focuses more on a cure than a treatment. Enjoy your parenthood. Please like, share and subscribe our channel and content. Do comment us on which topic you want us to discuss in our upcoming videos. Stay connected with Divine Veda. This is me, Dr. Rukma Rajendran, signing off. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching.